Hello,
Hello.
Anwar, is that how I pronounce your name?
Yes.
Anwar,
Ah,
good to meet you. I don't think I've seen you before.
yeah. Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. What's brought you on the call today?
What? What?
What's brought you on the call today?
What brought me on the call? Well, I saw that there was a meeting, so I just jumped in.
Okay, cool. So yeah, what happens in this call is people come with tech issues, and I just blast right through them with them on the call and get them solved.
Oh, that's it.
That's how it goes.
Okay. Let me tell because I didn't know you're gonna have to give me some time and let me think about a tech issue. I don't think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't think that like as of right now. I have any particular tech issue. Maybe I can. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you this. So I'm about to make some people admin. I give them admin privilege, right? People on my team. So how that works
Admin privilege for what?
for my community,
For your school community?
on my school community? Yeah.
Yeah. So what you would do there is you'd get them into your community if they're not in there already.
Uh huh.
And then you go to the membership tab across
Uh-huh.
the community there, and you find their name, and you can just click on membership and change it to admin role.
Okay. So they will have access to what exactly?
They basically
Everything
have access to everything apart from like the money side of things,
apart from what?
apart from like the money side, the monetization.
The monetization. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, that's it. So,
Okay, cool. But we've got Kevin here as well now, so if you want to hang, Anwar, you're welcome to just
yeah, I'm
listen
gonna
in.
tag along. Maybe his problem and his solution. I will, I will use it. So I'm gonna stay.
All right, cool.
All right.
Kevin,
Hey Sam, I just joined Entrepreneurs. Well, I joined the family like a week ago.
okay.
So I'm just going every call I can. So I just kind of wanted to know, um, in terms of Tech Tuesdays, is this more for funnels or just for everything in terms of like automation? Like, if you could just explain that.
Yeah, it's a pretty broad church to be honest. So any kind of any tech issues that you have, funnels, automation, emails, anything like that, just bring them here and we will blast through them together and get them solved.
Okay. I do have one question though. So I'm pretty sure this is possible, but so I'm releasing a free. So I'm a growth operator. I have a content creator who I manage a school community for, and we're trying to make our funnel better. So we have a free community, because he's getting like 4,000 page visitors a week, but
Mhm.
very low conversion. So we obviously think, okay, might as well lead them into a free community, and then funnel them to our offer through there.
Yes.
Um, with the free community, I want to use it kind of like a CRM. You know, I can nurture them, I can nurture those leads and all that. Can I link Zapier? So as soon as they join in, Zapier will, like, I'll have the membership question to ask for their email, and then Zapier will automatically put that into my ConvertKit um news list, an email list.
I think the link with Zapier is only one way. So it's when you get their email address, you can send them an email to join community. But I'm not sure if you can actually. Let me just have a look here and see what.
Because I'm pretty sure I can edit my Zap to, as soon as they join the school community and they plug in their email, I can connect it with my ConvertKit account, and then get them onto my email list and then start nurturing them that way as well.
Got it. Yeah, I think you can do that. Yes. So the trigger would be they join the community and then you can have their membership questions and like the answers to the questions sent to your CRM if that's ConvertKit or whatever it is.
Okay, cool, cool. All right, great. And I did have one more question, but I think I forgot it. You can just go ahead and answer at noise, and then while I think of my question. Thank you, though.
Okay. No worries, man. Yeah, so Anwar, you had your hand up. Anwar, you're on mute if you're talking. I can't hear you. Okay, he's giving me the silent treatment. I'm used to that. Warren, hey, good to see you.
Hey there.
Hey. What's brought you on the call today, Warren?
I'm reaching to the community. Just curious to get on some of the calls and see what you guys do. I'm building a community.
Cool.
Get my CRM connected. Starting to post organic.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it seems like we've got a lot of new people joining, which is awesome. So, Warren, the way this call works is people come in with their tech issues, whether that's funnels, any automations, any of the back-end technical systems that you can use in your online business. They come to me with challenges and struggles, and we just blast through it right on the call and get resolved as quick as possible.
Perfect.
So, yeah, we also have people who just come on just to chat, say hey, and be present, and that's totally cool also.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks.
Anwar says, sorry, I was on mute, couldn't figure out how to unmute.
Hello?
There should be a button. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, it's the first time I used this. I thought it was a Zoom thing, so
Ah,
I don't know how to navigate that too much. But the question that Kevin was asking about CRM funnel and the uh, the Zapier thing are really interesting because that's the first time I heard about Zapier and CRM. Though, so my first question is the funnel first, right? So I used to be ClickFunnels member.
right.
My subscription kind of ended, and I'm just looking forward to get back to it. But what is the service that school offer when it comes to funnel as a funnel service?
Yeah, so a lot of people actually just use school as their funnel. So
Mhm.
they use like their community's about page as like a landing page, and then obviously the call to action is join the free community. And people do that organically, either through like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and they send people to their community. Or you can also run ads to your community as well. So you can run ads from Facebook directly integrated into school, and send people directly to your about page that way.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then once they've actually joined the community, then what I was saying just a moment ago to Kevin was that you can then have Zapier kick in, and it can send data to other different places like your CRM, like a spreadsheet, anywhere you want that data to be sent to.
Okay, so Zapier is spreading the data coming from people clicking on my link to
Yep.
my other, like let's say platform, school, including and
Yep.
website, for example. Okay,
Yep.
and CRM, right? Let's like, what is CRM again?
Yep.
How does it
So
work?
it's a contact relationship manager, and basically it's like a fancy address book, like in the old days when you had like the Rolodex, paper Rolodex. It's kind of like a digital version of that, where you have contacts in there that you're hoping to do business with, or you're already doing business with. It's basically a contact database where you can keep track of exactly which stage each person is at in your sales pipeline. So
Oh, okay.
a lead, maybe they've taken your free course, maybe they've signed
Okay.
up for a low ticket
It's
programming.
so it's a tracker. It tracks what the people do with my product and who uses it.
Correct, yeah. And then, you can use the data that you have to make
The
decisions
data.
about what's working and what's not
Yeah.
working.
Oh, okay. Or say like, for example, I see that this person used the level 1, and I can be like, introduce that person to level 2 instead of introducing somebody who's level 2 already to level 2, right?
Right.
Okay. CRM. All right. Wow. Nice. Oh, by the way, is Zapier and the CRM access is like coming with the school, or I have to pay extra external fees for that?
Yeah, so those are separate. So Zapier and a CRM, there are lots of different CRMs. There are also different versions of Zapier. They are separate services, and so there will be like paid subscriptions, but often they will do like a a freemium model, which is you get so much for free, and then when you start making money and getting clients and that kind of thing, you'll have to pay at some point.
Okay, so school has that, or
No, so they're separate. They're separate.
okay, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, man.
Cool. No worries at all. Kevin.
Hey, I just have one more question about my Calendly integration. So, for with people coming to my free community, I'm gonna have them book a call for I'm gonna have a type form for like a qualifier with some qualifying calls, and then they're gonna be able to book a call, and I'm gonna sell my high ticket and then downsell to my mid ticket if they can't afford it or they're not qualified. My question is there a way, and I don't know if you're familiar with this, but is there a way I can link again Zapier with Calendly to fill out a Google Sheet for me that kind of like tracks down the people I hop on a call with and like no shows or call booked and all that stuff?
Yeah, so you could easily put the call bookings onto a spreadsheet. I've done that myself, and you can automate that with Zapier. The no-shows question is interesting because Calendly doesn't know necessarily whether someone shows up or not.
Yeah, I have to manually do that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a way in Calendly. I've not seen it to mark them as a no-show, which would be useful. But yeah, I don't.
Sure.
Let me see if I can find out any more about that.
And also, would you use a type form for qualifying questions or a Google form? Or does it not really matter?
Doesn't really matter. Just
Okay.
whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, I guess type form you can brand it a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say whatever's the most user friendly for your end user.
Okay.
It looks like Calendly does have a no-show feature. Let me drop this article in the chat. I haven't read it fully, but this might help you, Kev.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll look into it because it'll just be a lot easier to manage all that.
Yes. Yeah, if you do decide to go down that route and you need a hand setting that up, then we can dive into it on one of these calls.
Is this call every Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay.
I make 99% of them I can make, but sometimes I'm traveling and stuff.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Cool. Hey Jesse, I've just got Warren's got his hand up here, and then I'll come to you in a second, brother. That's cool.
Hey Sam.
Hey.
I'm starting with a free community in school, helping new business owners shorten their learning curve. And the question is around strategies for how to have a recurring payment for, like, I'm starting to do onboarding calls, like for people who want to do one-on-one coaching or a mastermind when I only have the free community. So like there'll be things in it, like something I can put in a classroom, but how do I would do that, have to do that with, I don't know, Stripe, or do you understand what I'm asking about? Like, yeah. I don't yet have a paid community where that.
Okay. So you're looking for ways to charge people on sort of like a recurring basis using your free community without starting a separate paid one.
Yeah. So for people who want to do more than just be in the free community, they want to buy something that's recurring. How can I do that?
Yes, there's a few different ways you can do that. So first of all, on school, you can now do one-time purchases. So you could have like a one-time course that they purchase inside your classroom, up to a value of $999. So they could purchase that. The other thing you could do is you can offer them like an annual membership. So you can say like, I'll work with you for a year for up to a maximum of $5,000. So you could do that also. Or you could just have a pricing option in your community, and you would have to switch over the price when they want to join and then switch it back again to free temporarily. So let me show you what I mean by that. So
Yeah, I didn't quite follow that last one.
yeah, no,
thank you.
It's a difficult one to explain. So let's take this community as an example. So if you go into your community and then you go into the pricing, you can set different price tiers on here. So you can see, like in this community, we have 21 members at free, but we also have a member who's paying $9.99 a month. And what you would do is you'd have your prospective member on the call, and you would just make the subscription price the current price. So that would now switch over to $9.99, so that you would have them join at that $9.99 price, and then once they've joined, you would just immediately switch it back to free, and then they can continue paying their subscription until they leave the community.
Okay, so then in that moment of that change, any stranger who comes into the community, may for a micro moment see that it's paid, but then it would switch right back to free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's not an ideal scenario, but it is an option, and we've done that. We used to do that all the time in contentpreneurs, so it does work.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I also like the idea of like if it's a mastermind or if it's 3 months of coaching, they could just a one-time fee for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, Warren. Glad to help. Jesse.
Tim, how are you, brother?
I'm ever so well, mate. Ever so well. I'm here in Ireland to meet up with the gang.
Oh, you're with the crew. Awesome. How is it so far?
So far, it's pretty rainy, but that's to be expected. No, it's been good. Yeah, it's been good. I've already met up with some people, so yeah, it's good fun.
Nice. Well, send everyone my greetings.
Will do.
I have a quick question for you. In the same way that we had kind of a starter template for the landing page through System, in VIP, is there any sort of starting template that you recommend for using System for my website? Because I was building something on Kajabi, and then I completely abandoned Kajabi to go forward with school, and I'm trying to pick that back up and convert my content over to System.
Right. Okay. So you want like a more of a website type of a feel?
Yeah, so I can use the same domain that I'm using for my landing pages, so that, like you go to unlockimpossible.com and there's actually a home page. Because right now there isn't. You go to unlockimpossible.com, you get a 404. You only get, the right thing if you're going to a specific landing page, and it doesn't feel right.
Yeah. Don't have a specific template, but the same rules apply in terms of how you would have built out a landing page. It's the same way how you would build out a website page. You just make sure the website page doesn't have that URL path after it, so the slash and then whatever else after that. Just make sure it doesn't have that. That's going to be your home page, and then people will pick up on that when they just go to the root domain.
Okay, so like when you have like unlockimpossible.com, you get to the homepage, but then you click the About button for Jesse, and is it a scroll down because it's one long page, or is it because we've actually created separate pages for like About, etc.?
You could do both. You can have one scrolling page, or you can have separate pages. My personal preference for someone like you would just be to have one page, and you have About, you click on it, and then it scrolls you down to that point in the page, rather than having separate pages. It just gets tricky to manage. It's needlessly complicated.
Okay. And is that like from a DNS setting standpoint, I just direct the route to whatever that route page is? Like, how do I set that in System?
Yeah. So, do you want to just share your screen quickly, and we can have a quick look?
Sure.
I'm not sure. Can't remember how you set up over there.
Yeah, let me get
I should
System
know
up.
about the hand by now, but I don't, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry?
I should know it inside and out by now, but I'm afraid I don't remember how yours is set up.
Oh, God, you're killing me today. Okay, find a window to share. All right, can you see it?
Just coming through now. Okay, yep.
Okay.
So if
So
you go
yeah.
to your profile picture, gray man, and then click on settings, and then go to domains, custom domains. Okay, so you don't actually need to do any of that setup because that's already done for you. It's been done. So if you go into sales funnels, you just go into your sales funnel.
Oh, on the top. Okay.
Yeah. And you could just choose whichever. You've got a home thing there. Have you started to build one already?
I think I tried to.
Yeah.
And I think I abandoned it because I was looking for something easier. Oh, this was just some
Some template.
some template.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So if you close out, just close out of that, and then where it says /home, it's got the URL path.
Uh-huh.
Just take the home out,
Really?
and then click. Now have you gone view funnel step? Yeah, there you go. So that's now on the root domain.
Bro, so simple. It's so stupidly simple. Okay. All right. That was embarrassing. Thank you for that, Sam.
No need to be embarrassed. That's what we're here for.
I appreciate it, man.
Cool. All right.
Okay, cool. Thanks, brother.
No worries. Anwar, have your hand up again.
Yes, it was again a question on my admins. Will they have access to that type of meetings, like the me being in your community and then having access to those type of meetings? Will they be able to join or not?
Yeah, they can pretty much do everything. An admin can pretty much do everything in your community apart from anything to do with financials.
Nice.
Yeah. So they see everything. They see all the courses, all the calls, all the content. They can approve or deny posts. You know, if someone's flagged a post, they can approve or deny that. It
Do
just depends.
everything but finance.
Sorry?
Everything but finance.
Correct. Yeah.
Literally. Okay. Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So
Cool rocks.
if I go into, let's see if I can show you an example here. So let me just show you a community that I am an admin of, but I'm not an owner.
Okay.
So I can pretty much do whatever I want in here. I can change the group name and all the description and everything, categories, tabs, plugins, all that stuff. But there's nothing here about like monetization, like prices, anything to do with any money. So I don't see any of that stuff. That's the community owner that sees that stuff.
Gotcha. Wow. Nice. Thank you, man.
Cool. No worries. Jesse's question just flashed up for a second. Am I using GHL? No, I just did school just now, I think. Yeah. It's a different color on my screen because I use dark mode, so maybe that's why it looks a bit different. But
I was curious about when you were showing Jesse with the website and the domain, if that was GHL.
I'm sorry. So we were looking at system.io, which I'm going to put a link to that in the chat right now.
Is that a CRM or?
Yeah, CRM, funnel builder.
Cool.
It's the system we use and we recommend. It's free to get started for your first 5,000 people in your database. So it's good for newbies. Yeah, sorry, I got the wrong end of the stick there with the question. Cool. Does anyone else have anything that they wanted to cover? We answered everything.
Yeah, Sam, I guess just to share kind of a current status. So, I don't think it's a tech issue, but I'm very open to your view on this. So if you saw, like, none of the funnels are converting for me. And I think I'm like down to the point of where, like, clearly it's got to be a niche issue. It's got to be like like a, a niche slash content issue. And so I was creating content for a long time on the different platforms, on YouTube, on TikTok. Those were short form. And so I've been just recently switching over to more of like focusing on long form, and focusing on a niche for what I refer to as the masculinity journey. And I think that I have had so many learnings that I have kind of gone very broad, but I didn't have a very clear target, I think, for my audience. So I had, an executive leadership client. I had or have an executive leadership client. I have a intimate relationships client, but like there was no additional, like not like no emails, no DMs, like it just completely dried up. And that was from July. And so I basically have started from scratch. And what I think is it's around the niche. And the niche, I think, is the mama's boy niche, because of my story. So, like, I think that is an element of the story that I had all these other pieces that I can speak to, but they weren't actually the core of the story and the core niche that I'm working towards. So, I don't know if that's going to do it. I have tried a lot here, so hopefully that will change things up. But you know, otherwise, I've been avoiding posting more on LinkedIn because so much of LinkedIn's content is thought leadership. And I don't know if you saw Sam Ovens' post the other day about, school, or what the school community was kind of going towards. But like he said something about how, like, this is not a place for thought leadership in the school community, the actual school group community. And it kind of resonated as to like what the challenge is with LinkedIn, where you sit the way that you post, if you have a hook that is salesy, it just doesn't land within the LinkedIn community. I think that it really needs to be something that speaks to the soul. I think it really needs to be something that speaks to the soul, because so many people who are on that platform are not on TikTok, YouTube, etc. They're just so busy with work that they're following industry news and they're doing all this other stuff. So I think that's what I'm learning in terms of LinkedIn. And I'm kind of coming home to Facebook right now, and in the midst of basically telling that element of my story of, why I became a mama's boy and how I overcame being a mama's boy, and like blah, 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 blah. I'm getting really deep into that crevice, so I don't know what's going to happen, but like I'm just trying to move forward on my tech at the same time as moving forward on my content. And I think that, now that I'm on YouTube searching for that area, boy to man, and, the masculinity journey, and, the mama's boy syndrome, like all that stuff, I think is a more tighter space for me. I just don't know if it's going to be picked up. So, do you have any recommendations on how to better target that? Is that like, because like you see like a relationships coach out there, and maybe the mama's boy thing is one post that he'll make, but like the deep down thing is, I don't know how to put it. It's different. Like, a dating coach will bring someone in because, like, here's the one-liners, here's the game, here's how to go and forth, and act in the relationship. But it's not really, it doesn't resonate with a lot of people. Like the dating coach thing, especially those who approach it with game. So I think that I guess I'm in the space of like, hey, you're either a single guy looking for the love of your life, or you're married to the love of your life and you're seeing problems, and this might be why, because you're not in your masculinity journey, you're attached to the mother and her, like all this sort of stuff. And so just any feedback. I know that's a brain dump, brother, but like just dumping to see if there's anything in there that you see as something to focus on.
So what's the end result then?
Yeah, I think the end result is a powerful masculine man in your relationships, right? Like, or it's the relationship with the woman of your dreams.
Okay, so you are helping guys to get girls in very coarse language, but like you're helping guys to get girls or retain girls that they already retain a girl that they already have.
Exactly.
Okay, and so you're helping guys to find soulmates, essentially.
Yes.
Okay, so is your content focused around that end result, or is it focused more on the like what is it focused on at the moment?
Well, this is part of the problem because like I can help with so many aspects for the life path that I've lived. Like I'm an executive leadership coach. I'm an intimate relationships coach with a client who had deep grief and he's on the other side of it. He's now on his second, lady friend. And I can help, but the content and the marketing was what wasn't sticking together. So talk about emotional intelligence. I talk about the signs of a healthy relationship. I talk about office policy. Talked about everything, but the end result is on changing because I think the niche wasn't clear enough for me. I mean, I'm grasping for straws here, but I think like the end result, to your point, is this sort of finding and protecting, the relationship with your soulmate, something in that and that space. And that was never it. It was always like, you know, in the beginning, it was unlock fearless leadership in your relationships at work and at home. What does that mean? Then it was like, okay, strengthen your intimate relationships and home life. Okay, fine, it's true, but like, who are you really targeting with this? And so, because I wasn't doing long form content, the answer was never really clear. I was just kind of like putting out these 1 minutes and even on TikTok, like a few minutes, but nothing like long form. And I think that looking back, I missed the opportunity to go deeper into the niche and really identify, like, Jesse, what is your true transformation story? And a lot of it was starting with, well, hey, I grieved over the passing of my mom a few years ago, and I woke up to one life, and here's what I learned. I started sitting with psychedelics, like that story has kind of come in and left, come in and left again, and now I'm going even deeper, which was, well, why didn't you date when you were before mom died? And it was like, well, I was 12 years old when I learned that she was going to die early due to an incurable disease. And that was when it was like, okay, that's where this started. Like that's where the journey started.
Just stop
Anyway.
just stop for a second, Jesse.
Yeah.
I see that Anwar has his hand raised and Warren
Oh,
can move. So I don't know if they have anything to add to this. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
do.
Yeah.
Go for
Me
it.
too.
Okay.
I'm in to help my brother.
All right, Warren.
I was going to add, Jesse, I can relate. I've gone through similar struggles with, clarifying on a niche. I've had my own service business for 30 years, and now I'm switching to mentoring and coaching. The 3 Ps that Harmozy, he did just go into, I guess, school or school games and search for the 3 Ps and try to find his training. But he did this thing for like, sorry, there's a cat here. I'm at a client right now. The 3 Ps are, it was like, are you helping people who are just like me, people I've already helped, or the underserved market? And that exercise really helped me clarify the niche because I had been focusing on job seekers. Really helpful information. I know how to help them land jobs without applying for jobs online. But I didn't have confidence in that niche because I hadn't done it with them. But I've been mentoring a lot of people who have their own businesses, and they've been getting great results. So it was a great exercise for me. I don't know if this lands at all for you, but like the whole finding the right niche and the getting the message to fit the who, what's their like what Sam said, what's their struggle, you know, and so
Yeah.
you're speaking to their struggle, not to like you. Anyway, it's a trap that I've fallen into too. I can relate. I've had similar challenges, so that was a helpful exercise for me.
Yeah, thank you for that. I will take the time to revisit the 3Ps. I appreciate that, Warren. Thank you.
I think Anwar also.
Yes. As for me, that's what I want to say. So the niche you are in is more relational. It's not it's not really something finite, right? Because people usually, when it's finite, they look at the speed, right? Make $10,000 in that amount of time. But yours is more relational, and relational when it comes to time is over time, because you are in the niche of finding a soulmate. A soulmate is lifetime, so you got to make sure that people, this exercise, this payoff that you give them is a lifetime achievement. It's not like in one course your soulmate, you find her or you find him and then it's over. So you have to focus on let the prospect know the timing, which is important, right? And when it comes to the quality, right? So you have to focus on making sure that they know what a soulmate is, right? You have to make sure that they know what a soulmate is, right? What is a soulmate? You have your own definition, but you don't know if your prospect, you want to know what is their definition, right? And work from that point of view. Be like, a soulmate is what? What is a soulmate, right? A soulmate obviously is somebody who you want to live with forever. So the work here is a lifetime work. So you now, as a coach, you know that your work would be more based on the spirits than and then come down to the physical, right? Because a soulmate, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, your job is really more psychological, right, than it is physical. So you will focus on more elevating people on their spirit and be like, for example, right now you're looking for a soulmate, right? Don't be afraid to go out there, make sure that people, you're not putting a facade on, but you're putting yourself out there. Don't be shy to ask question like financial. You want your soulmate to be financial stable, right? Like give them for example, a type of number of question that you will ask your soulmate if you when you look for them, right? You will talk about the different phase, emotional phase, right? Every relationship we know is fun in the beginning, and in the middle is crazy. Let them know that your soulmate is gonna be like that too. It's not gonna be laughing all day and everybody happy. There's gonna be a lot of tears, a lot of cry, a lot of right, a lot of misunderstanding. But communication, for example, is something that you would push people to do. So in your program, I would be like, how to make people, that's your job, how to make my prospect communicate better, right? So communication is a lot of readings, a lot of speaking, a lot of sharing, right? That's how I would, normally your business is like a lifetime thing. Like, people should be in your community for a lifetime, right? I got my soulmate, now I want to keep my soulmate, and I want to help people find soulmate. You see, that's the whole how you can, really, work on that. So yeah, that's all I would say.
Yeah, thanks, Anwar. I appreciate all of that. And it's funny because it really is psychological, because it's all in the mind. It's just all in the mind of what people deal with and how they let the past control them, how they let the past dictate their relationships, their behavior in the relationship. It's really remarkable, and I've learned a lot. And I really appreciate you bringing this up, because it is a spiritual journey, and I hope that these you know, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to link the idea of the spiritual journey element of this with the truth of the four pillars, like it's one of the four categories, and this one is relationships, right? And the end result. What is the end result? It's like find and keep your soulmate. And that, I mean, the beautiful thing is like you can do some major mental work that will completely change their life in 3 months. Like, there's no question that will change their life, will change their dating scene, all that sort of stuff. And then you kind of keep them in that monthly recurring, sort of relationship where it's like, hey, you continue to have support for whatever you're going through in that space. And I think that that's speaking to what you're talking about here. So thanks, Anwar. I'll definitely keep that in mind as I dive deeper into this.
So,
Thank you. Thanks, Warren. Thanks, Sam.
Just to kind of follow up with your question then. So for you, the question is like, how do I niche down, or how do I like target that niche? How do I find more of my ideal clients? Is that basically what it comes down to?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's all fitting together here, including Warren's remark about the 3Ps, but it's definitely, I think I was just like putting shit out, just putting like wisdom in, and not enough storytelling, which I think in this context is really, really important, because it's like this is the soul story of, like what I went through, and what someone just like me, or, people I've already helped, et cetera, like Warren was saying before. So I think like the niche of targeting that, what the step that I missed was, Sam, I think really like going back here and looking back 3 months is like, it really did not get that niche correct during VIP. Did not get that correct. And as a result, the end result also wasn't correct, because we didn't go deep into Jesse's story. And I think that that's the piece here where it's like, okay, now we know, or at least now is one idea of how to go really deep into the psyche with my own story to reach other people who are like me, who, hopefully have not lost their mother yet, for example. But, if they're in that space, or they have been in that space, they don't know how to move on, all that. So, targeting that was then about like, okay, I was looking up relationships coaches like Danny Morell, for example, right? It's like, and he's great, but like it was unclear to me what his niche was or who his target audience was. And I think that's the piece that I missed in that kick, as Ted might call it, as that kick. So I'm going back to the basics here.
Yeah. And so you've studied other people in your niche. Presumably there are other I know there are other dating coaches who help people find soulmates and then retain them. Like, what are they doing with their content? Because we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here necessarily. So,
right,
like what they're doing, like reverse engineer that, figure out what's working. Then obviously you want to put your own unique twist on it, which I know you will. But yeah, we're not necessarily trying to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, and I think that that's another point that Anwar had brought up before, which is, the difference. And I forget there's three categories: soulmate, twin flame. There's another one, like when you're in that spiritual phase of looking, that there's like that. I've seen that content by other coaches. So like I kind of want to go back into that space of like when someone, it almost feels like someone is on the other side of an awakening, a midlife crisis moment where they've lost, a parent, they've lost a lover, they've lost a job, they're in some sort of spiritual crisis, and it's like right there, they're looking for that. That's the moment. Like they just had a major breakup, or they just had a layoff, or whatever it is. It's like right there. And that's the thing that I'm just like trying to find the right coach in that space who's actually, doing that in a way that's not ungrounded too, which is my other issue with Sam, right? Like there's so many people who are spiritual spiritual coaches in this space that they're going to take you onto some wild ride into some ungrounded fantasy of their spiritual belief system. And I don't want to do that to men because I think it takes a lot of guys off the path.
Jesse, I can relate a lot to this. So our only child passed 4 years ago. So we've been through very similar, grief and the existential. It's actually what you're describing. There are jillions of people who fit. You fit them. It's just, I think it's tricky. You're really onto it, but do you have the nerve to be you?
Yeah.
And talk about like, this is what I'm for. Have you been through something awful, existential, and you're trying to like restart your life? Plus, you still, grief takes a long time, way longer than anybody thinks, and so, and plus, our culture doesn't like to talk about grief. So, so you're going to be for some special weirdos, and in the world of people who've gone through that, there are very few people who actually do the work to get help, and to heal. So. Yeah, I mean, you could try some messaging and people will find you. They'll be like, oh my God, he's talking to me if you're authentic. But if you're trying to, if that's your origin story, that how you got to this, but you're trying to impress people in ways that aren't authentic, and like, you're trying to speak to these other things, but what you really want to talk about is what you want to, who you really want to help. Like, it's okay that you want to help who you want to help. Yeah, I can relate to that. So.
Yeah, thank you, Warren, and thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing about your child. Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate
Man,
the vulnerability.
in the same ideas, I saw you here. I saw you talk a lot about niche and how basically. So my thing is niche is more like a guidelines or a guidance for you to not go too broad. So really, when you think about it, niche evolve. You cannot say yesterday I had a niche and then tomorrow my niche gonna be the same. Like over time, you're gonna a niche is like you want to have people with their soulmate. Now, when you think about it, is for example having good financial, right, which is not relational, that's financial, is having a soulmate that's good in finance, that had good finance or learn about finance. Is it helping with relationship? Does it? If it does, don't be afraid to be like, oh, so here my niche, including finance, for example. I can talk about people about their relationship, but if I see a relation with my niche, like finance, be good in finance helps with the soulmate relationship, you can include that in your thing. So your niche is not stuck in time. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Is up to you to see the relation. If you see the relation, well, don't be afraid to be like, yeah, you come to my community, I'm gonna talk about soulmate. That's the core business. But guess what? There is now like the surrounding, like what makes a relationship, right, with your soulmate, the perfect relationship. They're good in finance. They have a good body physically, right? They maintain. So you're gonna talk about all that, right? Because you see the relationship, So the niche is more a guidance. The niche is, I found my niche now. I'm good at this. Let me see how we relate to my niche, and that's how you can help. Because me, for example, I have a soulmate right now, right? But with that soulmate, it's not everything that's perfect, right? So you pitching me saying, well, how does it go with your soulmate right now? Oh, well, financially, she's not there yet. Okay, cool. Here, how I can help you with that particular point, right? With your soulmate, I can say, okay, I have some customers, or me myself, I had a person who financially wasn't there, and that's how I introduced the person in a way like that's not too painful to understand how financial help in our relationship. So you see, you're not really getting out of your niche, but you just talk about different aspects that makes basically a relationship last. So don't be afraid to evolve your niche, right? Your niche is not stuck in time and space. It evolves. right? And your prospect will tell you, you know, so basically your question to your prospect is really go from the relationship and see what's wrong with the relationship. Is it because it's the same thing for everybody. Either financial, it's either I don't know, physical, it's either like global, like people is it could be the religion, it could be family, personal, right? It could be anything. It could be just a fear, like you were talking about your mom, right? It could be a trauma, right?
Hmm.
Your niche is really actually so. Like I see a lot of people successful in a relationship niche. Like I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to be a man and all that. And you see,
Yeah.
they talk about everything. They talk about the physics. They talk about the
Yeah.
mental. They talk about God. They talk about
Yep.
financial. They talk about all that. So
Yep.
you know, that's a good niche that you have, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Anwar. I appreciate that. And, Sam, I also appreciate the flexibility with your time too and allowing me this space. Thank you. It is helpful because, this is in my personal work, just for all of you guys, right? Like I do a lot of men's work. So like I have a men's group that meets at my house every other week. I sit with the indigenous and work with men, and we are on this healing journey. We're all doing the spiritual work, and it's really remarkable because men's work is so broad. Like it's like, yes, I can sit there and coach someone on diet and exercise because I'm a fit person myself. I could go down that path. I could coach them on, on what they could do to end physical pain, etc. And even on their financials, like having a background in corporate finance or corporate America with finance and technology and consulting. Like I have that, and Anwar, like you're bringing that back to presence for me, which was very helpful. Which is 15 years in corporate, and having that as a part of this story too, which is being in the sort of Laura Elliott had brought up, Laura Sam, like she had brought up like the awkward, shy tech bro, who's on that masculinity journey, getting out of the mama's boy, thing and being like, it resonated because Anwar, everything that you're saying, it's like it's so global. There's like so many things that are there that if you just, depending on your growth story and where you came from, like there's like so many things to talk about. And that's been my problem is I haven't been able to really focus in on like I feel like an identity for myself or
No,
as an
no, you
entrepreneur
you
that,
you you
you know,
don't you don't need to. Your prospect will tell you what to focus on. So each prospect you have, each client you have, is not going to be the same. You're not going to work on the same aspect. So you
right,
don't worry about what like, you know a lot of things. That's already given. Like you have that. Now, if you come to me, you got to start with your niche. Okay, I'm gonna help you being more masculine.
yeah,
Cool. And then you're gonna have a set up question to understand what the aspect of everything what to focus on. So if you come and tell me, well, what is your problem with your soul? Do you have a soulmate? Yes, cool. Now, what will be the problem? Do you have any problem? Because everybody has a problem. What's the
right,
problem? Oh, my problem is my girl is a little bit reticent to learn how to be financially. Boom! Like I give you what you work on.
yep,
You don't need to worry about that. So your
yep,
prospect is gonna give you exactly. So you take note. You say, I know him. Relationship with his soulmate is financial. Warren, maybe it's a family trauma. So you're gonna work on different. It's not the same thing for everybody. But your
right,
prospect will tell you what to focus on when it comes to them. And you will say, oh, here's the pill.
yep,
I'm gonna help you fix your woman, and I'm gonna fix your woman.
yep,
Help your woman in that amount of time, and then we're
yep,
gonna work together, right? That type
yep,
of thing. Don't need
yeah.
to your prospect will tell you what to focus on.
Right. I'm not sure if I use that phrase "fix your woman," but I don't know. I'm with you,
No, yeah,
especially.
yeah, not fix it, but
Yeah,
help,
I'm just
right?
teasing.
That's what
Yeah.
you do.
No, this is very helpful. You guys are inspiring me here for a lot of organization work here and just reorienting my mind. Just thank you. Thank you guys, really, very much. I mean, I've been trying to figure this out for a while now, and this has been very helpful. And Sam, thank you again for making time, brother. I appreciate it on your call. Thank you.
You're welcome, mate. Yeah, just keep it end result focused. Like Anwar is saying, you know about offer masking, right? Where we sell someone what they want, but we deliver them what they actually need, because often what they want and what they need are two different things. They don't know what they need, so they just know what they want. So that's where your offer masking comes in. You can help them with all kinds of different things. We know that about you. You have a very, very wide skill set. So yeah, use that to your advantage, but don't let that muddy the waters of everything else that you're doing when you're communicating with your prospects, because they might not be ready for all of the, all of those things yet. Just meet them at where they are.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, lots of work to do here. Thank you guys, and again, Warren, thank you for sharing so openly with me, and I'm sorry for your family's loss, but really appreciate you sharing to help me in my process. I appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to help.
Yeah, thank you.
Help. I sent you a DM on school.
Okay.
If in case you want to connect. If you don't, it's okay.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool. See you next week.